Are you always really warm? Are you a bit cold just now?
No, I'm hot-blooded.
Are you?
Louise, you and I, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you're on the
I
same
don't
page.
feel
right down this end.
Okay. I won't overheat the room.
Are you cold?
Yeah. I don't know what's
You're all right.
I'm always cold.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got blood in my veins, as the mother says.
It's the vampire in you.
Yeah, it's the vampire.
Okay, so everyone got what they need? Oh yeah, good. Cracked open jelly beans.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So here's let's refresh ourselves on the model. We've covered the relationship and the rapport. We talked about principles of selling. Now we're going to get into the model. So we've got these 6 steps. First one is insight and impact. Okay, so insight and impact. What we're trying to do with insight and impact is this kind of make this good first impression. Okay, and it's about having some forethought about what you're going to say, how you're going to kick-start that sales process. And you guys know this because we've talked about it already, but you know, your introductions, the warmth, you're friendly, you're smiling, you're thinking about body language, you make sure you use your client's name. And do people introduce themselves to you as Mr. and Mrs. or do they give you first names? What's your standard approach? Do you get first names?
Yeah.
We do get first names,
Yeah.
and I sometimes ask permission if we're allowed to call them by their first name, or would they prefer their title?
Yeah. But what, 9 times out of 10?
9 times out of 10, you do get someone that still would like. I spoke to a doctor yesterday. She wants to be doctor, whatever her last name.
Ah, okay.
She wants the full title. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you're checking.
Yeah.
What do you prefer to be called? Perfect.
Yeah. How would you like me to address you, whatever it is?
Yeah, perfect. And so the more times you use someone's name, the more you'll continue to establish rapport.
Yeah.
So the introduction is important, client's name, your name, company name, make sure it's clear, they know who you are, where you're from. And this whole piece around, if you were them, how would you want someone to introduce themselves to you? Could just sometimes help you think, okay, right, I probably just need to make sure I get that right every time. So
It's really nice actually when you get that. When someone says, how would you like me to address you, or am I okay to call you Maxine today?
Yeah.
And you do feel it. You do feel a real difference, I think.
Respectful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very respectful.
Yeah, very respectful. And you think, oh, that's really nice. They're asking, so I think that'd be a really good thing to do every time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Just that, such a simple thing as just check.
Yeah.
You okay if I address
They'll probably remember that when no one else has said that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all of these little things start to stack up in your customers'
I know I've had someone that said that they're happy for me to call him Richard, but he always finishes emails with Rich, but I would never call him Rich because he's always told me to call him Richard.
Yeah.
So even though he's finished his email off, I would never go, oh, thanks for that, Rich,
Yeah.
Because he's
told me Richard,
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
That's the listening.
Yeah, and it's knowing that you've listened, understood, and then doing it. It's great. It's great. So, what a lot of kind of challenger organisations do, some of the larger organisations, the way they kickstart their sales processes, they do it with what we call insight and impact. And I've got some examples that I've researched from the market, which might be interesting to share with you. But this is about giving your clients some information right up front that kind of makes them think, okay, well, these guys really know their stuff. And that's something that's valuable to me, that appears as value. So it could be the marketplace, it could be trends, data, some future direction, something that you've referenced that you see is happening. Could be something about their home or other vendors and buyers. It might be research, feedback, opinion, it might be some work you've done, it might be demographic information, whatever is right for that interaction. Could be new guidance or regulations, new evidence, information, interpretations of evidence. Could be a hidden opportunity or threat. Could be something you know about seasonality, all sorts of stuff. Anything that you know that will add value to your clients in the process. And once you start to research these different statistics and information and insights, you'll find that it creates a separation between you and all the other agents. You'll be sharing things with them and they think, God, no one else brought that to my attention, or nobody else forewarned me about that, or nobody else wanted to make sure that I had that covered. That's what you're trying to do here. So it kick-starts your sales process, and it does some stuff unconsciously. We talked about rapport, and unconsciously. It will establish your personal and business credibility. this sort of thing establishes credibility. It piques their interest and makes them inquisitive to know more, because they think, God, if they know that, what else do they know? It creates value and has this positive intent, so that people will receive it as positive intent, especially if you say something along the lines of, once you've delivered it, and whether or not you work with us, whether or not you choose us, this hopefully is useful for you as you look to market your property, because then they're like, God, they've actually, that really is a no strings gift.
Yeah.
It's information that's going to be valuable to you whether you choose to work with us or not.
Yeah.
Real credibility in that.
Yeah.
And as I say, it will kickstart your sales process, so it kind of puts you then really nicely into the next position, which we'll go on to after we've done this one. So, I've worked with a number of companies. Here's one that's, here's an example from a mortgage brokerage I work with. Okay? We are looking at how they better engage their clients right off the bat. And this is independent information. We've joined it together, and this is now what they use, and their conversion rates have significantly increased. So what we do is they use this example with all clients. Did you know that 25% of borrowers are declined for a mortgage? And so we found this information. They didn't realise that. That's the statistic from, I think it's the ILMA, the Intermediary Lenders Mortgage Association. 25% of borrowers are declined for a mortgage. And one of the most common reasons for being declined for a mortgage application is not meeting the lender's profile. So I've applied for a mortgage and I was never going to get it because I don't meet the profile. So it should never have gone in.
Yeah.
It should never have happened. The second most common reason is that the lender has made administrative errors in the application. So wrong information about the client. So that you've gone in to see somebody, you've talked to them directly, and they've actually input the wrong information. So you don't meet the profile, but you don't know if you don't meet the profile because you don't meet the profile because the information's incorrect. But they're the two most common causes of that 25% decline from mortgage applications. So they start this and say to clients, whatever you do, double check the information. Just make sure, when you're going through a mortgage submission, just double check your information. Ask them to send you it before they formally submit. Because once you've formally submitted, it actually affects your credit rating if you get declined, which makes the next submission more difficult. And so they offer this as advice. Because it happens to 1 in 4 people, just make sure you're protected.
Yeah.
And just giving people that advice up front. These are real stats in the market. You should just be aware of them. However, just so that you know, we have systems, processes and checks in place to ensure that you're matched to the right lender, the best rate, the best terms, the most likely to approve your application, and we have a dedicated administrative team that check your submission so we don't do errors. And their rate of decline for mortgage is something like 4.2%. So it's less, it's like
Nothing.
yeah, compared to the average in the market, they are outstanding. So they have now integrated this into their sales process. This kick-starts their sales process, because then they just start. After that, they move into needs discovery. So what I'm keen to understand is, how do we get something like that for you so that you could start your sales with something like that creates value for your customers?
Yeah.
So, I've been doing some research on Vital Statistics. This might start to sow some seeds. The first one is, I didn't know if you knew, you might know this, all from the advisory.co.uk, like independent house selling site. Very interesting trawl through that website, the advisory. 51.8% of sellers fail to sell within 10 months. More than half don't sell in 10 months.
Wow.
Did you know that? That's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
More than half don't sell in 10 months.
Wow.
I bet the market doesn't know that. It takes an average of 10 viewings to achieve an acceptable offer across all of the data in the marketplace today. It takes
That's
10
UK.
viewings. That's UK.
Yeah.
10 viewings to achieve an acceptable offer. 30% of transactions collapse before exchange of contracts.
Yeah,
1 in 3.
Yeah.
That's
That's
incredible,
interesting,
isn't it?
yeah. I mean, it's normally a 10 to 1 ratio for viewing, so we knew that, but yeah, 15%, really interesting.
Yeah. For 10 months.
Yeah.
30% of transactions collapse. 2,899, the average cost to the client of having a transaction collapse. Almost £3 grand.
Yeah,
if the transaction collapses.
yeah,
That's a risk, isn't it? That's a
Yeah.
big risk. And I'm not saying that you can guarantee you can offset that, but it's making sure that people are
Aware.
informed.
yeah,
Do your due diligence. Make sure you know everyone in the chain. Make sure that your solicitors are on it. Make sure that you know what I mean. Make sure that your agent is acting with your best interests at heart.
yeah,
Whether it's us or anybody else,
yeah,
you want to avoid this at all costs. Nobody can guarantee you can avoid it, but the more proactive your agent, the more they research the chain, the more they check in with your solicitors, the less likely that this will happen.
yeah,
So just all of a sudden you're giving something
yes,
that is
yeah.
information that kind of go, okay, right, that's really valuable to me regardless.
Knowledgeable.
Yeah, and shows you know the market,
Yeah.
right? You probably know this. Less than 5% of UK sellers use online or hybrid agents now. It's going,
Yeah.
it's declining.
Yeah,
And 38% of sales succeed only after a change of agent.
wow,
38% only succeed after the change agents. This is back to your point earlier, Shanice, about
yeah,
pricing and saying,
Yeah.
and then people will come to you. So when somebody does come to you, or even if they don't choose you, and you get a sense they're not going to choose you, and they're going with someone with a higher price, be careful how you say that, because you don't want it to sound like it's sour grapes.
yeah,
But it's quite a nice statistic that kind of sows a seed with the client.
Yeah.
yeah,
38% only succeed after they've changed agent. So we look forward to seeing you
We do see,
in 10 months' time.
we do seem to be getting a lot of those, so don't we, that have been on with other agents
And
and
we-
now
we
coming
sell
on with
them.
us,
I
and
mean,
the same with
and you sell
Sugar.
them.
Sandridge, Westcote went on with someone else, even if it's just for a couple of weeks. They went on, both of those went on with other agents, came on with us
Yeah.
in those first couple of weeks. Because again, people are more savvy. So now, years ago, people would keep their house on after 2 weeks and then kind of be locked in for weeks on end. We've had a couple where they've got out at 14 days, we've got on the market and we've instantly sold them.
Nice.
So,
They're nice. They are very nice stories to be able to tell.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
When you tell them the stories, make sure they're stories.
yeah,
The client was this, they were distraught. Or whatever,
yeah,
they were, in two minds, and then they saw the light, or whatever it is. People like stories,
Yeah.
right? They like the story.
yeah. You put Westcote on, didn't you?
I put Westgate and Southbridge on.
Yeah, so you'll know those stories. So,
Yeah, nice.
good.
Very nice. And they are exactly the sort of things that give people confidence.
When they're on the market with someone else,
Yeah.
use those
They change
stories.
So
Yeah.
always use them.
Do they? Excellent.
Yeah.
Do they? Do you?
And then,
Pear Tree will be another one of those, we will get that one,
That's it, yeah.
we will get that one.
and you're targeting it, that's good. Very good. So then, and then finally, the final couple of statistics, you probably know some of these. 35% of homes currently for sale in England and Wales are price reduced. 35% have had to reduce price. So that's the statistic right now.
I thought it'd be more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's 1 in 3. Yeah, maybe it's,
When you put it like that, it's not too
yeah.
I suppose it's offers that have gone in,
One in three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's offers that have gone in that are going lower sometimes rather than actual price reduction, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. And that's the current sale price actually. Yeah, the current sale price is reduced from original. And then finally, the average estate agency fee is 1.18%. I don't know what your average is, but that's what it is across the board, and that includes sole agency, no sale, and no fee agencies. So the same no fee, but actually so the average is 1.18%. So actually, probably there's an uplift from that.
Yeah.
Not that anybody does it for no fee, do they?
Yeah.
Like say no fee, but it's not no fee.
No.
So that it's just interesting that it might be. I don't know whether your average sits above that, or whether you start above that, or lower than that. I don't know. What's your?
So ours is 1% fixed at 2,000 under 200.
Yeah, yeah,
So yes, it's 1%, but we are pushing it up, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah.
In a difficult market, it's a great opportunity for you to increase fees.
yeah. Especially if you're able to sell properties, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just so that you've got that in the back of your mind. Actually, it's 1.4% including that.
Yeah.
Is the average.
Yeah.
So if you're not at that level, you are able to say your customers get significantly greater value below that
Yeah.
average. Especially for as you're an agent that can sell, provides the service that you do. So it's an opportunity to kind of think, right, what would you use from that might enable you to do that insight impact? So let's take, I'm going to give you a, just a sheet just to make some notes. You can obviously do this in your books, but if you want to do some kind of examples, just give you some think about, right, if I was going to use one of these examples, how would I deliver it and how would I customise it? So I'm going to say, here's the statistic, or here's the information, here's what I think it means for you. So you can use any of those if you want. You can, if there's other stuff that you know that you're using at the moment, that you think, actually this is, I'm perhaps not using it in this way, but this is what I could be using, just so that it gives you some options.
What, how we would say it to the customer.
Yeah, kind of think about how you position it as part of your introductory discussions to kickstart the sales process. You can make notes, you can talk about it. There's no right or wrong way here. What do you think? Is there stuff on here you like? Is there stuff that you're using that you...
And it's just one of those insights.
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you need to be careful not to bombard them, but you might say, do you know what, actually, based on the type of home, the conversation I've had with this person before I visit them, actually, I think probably this is the area I should be focusing on. So you can use any of them